Hi everyone, thanks so much for stopping by for another video with me. Today's video, we are going to be talking about tax write-offs for a craft business. So this video pertains to those who already have an established craft business that's legalized with their state, or it can also be for someone who is looking to do that. As a small business owner, we have plenty of expenses to worry about, whether that's marketing things, shipping supplies, courses to help us, and those expenses add up pretty quickly. So when tax season comes around, you can technically write off some of those expenses, aka the more, the better. So if you're feeling really disorganized or frustrated or just confused in general about taxes, I'm so happy you're here for today's video. I'm going to be listing some of the write-offs that you can write off for your craft business. If you're new here, my name is Amy and I post content in regards to the Cricut projects, business tips, you name it, and more on all of the rest of my other platforms such as TikTok, Pinterest, Instagram. So if you're genuinely interested in that kind of content, I would greatly appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. I briefly talked about starting a craft business and some of the legal things that you need to take care of in this video right here. So if you haven't watched that video yet, pause this video, watch that one, and then come back here. And lucky for you, I'm going to be filming not next week, but 2 weeks from now, a how to legally start a craft business. So we're talking how to even go about the process. How can I qualify to be a business bank accounts, all of that good stuff, and take your business to the next level. I will insert that card right here, but if you're 2 weeks early, I'm pointing to nothing. So you'll just have to wait for 2 weeks. Otherwise, watch that video. And last but not least, before I get into the video, this is a huge disclaimer. I'm not an accountant, nor am I a professional. So the things that I'm talking about in this video are to the best of my knowledge. Please don't hate me if I get something wrong. You can of course also do taxes on your own. You don't have to have an accountant. I personally have an accountant just because it makes things way easier for me and I'm not scrambling during tax season. Take what you need from this video. All right, so what is a write-off? According to Google, there are a lot of different explanations, but basically what it is a business expense that is deducted from your taxes every year. Business expenses I'm going to get into shortly, but your next question is probably, how do I do this? So in the United States, there's a 20% deduction, which is known as the QBI, or aka the qualified business income. So you can deduct an additional 20% of your net taxable income. But this is why I track all of my revenue and all of my expenses every single month. Last year, I did not do that and I made the mistake of cramming everything in and also didn't have a business bank account. Like, I was just a nightmare. That's why we're making this video, so you learn from me and don't make those mistakes. But one way to keep organized is I have a Google spreadsheet of all of my expenses, including my affiliate marketing income, my YouTube income, what I get from like my blog, my website, my paid sponsorships. So it's just organized, and at the beginning of each month, I will take all of that information from the previous month and then fill out all the information. And the second thing that I did obviously mention to keep organized is to have a business bank account. Again, if you are a legal business, it is very crucial to have a business bank account, because if you make all of your purchases on just your personal debit card or your personal credit card, you're gonna have to sort through all of your purchases and say, which one was personal? Which one was for my business? That can get so overwhelming. Everyone suggests just to keep them separate. It was fairly simple to get all of that together. So the next question you're probably wondering is, when do I do this? During tax season. Tax season is usually around like mid-January until late April. It might be like April 15th or something like that. But I know last year with everything that happened with the pandemic, the tax deadline was extended. There might be an extension again this year. That is something that you can definitely check out the IRS website for, and they will have all the information on there. And I will be mentioning the IRS website a lot in this video because one, it's a free website and they explain so much on there. So I suggest after watching this video, just take a look, and you can look up your state, you can look up by, what kind of business you have, and just go through the motions of that because it'll just help so much. And one last thing before I get into the categories of the certain write-offs that you can do, I made a funny TikTok right here, and it's a scene from Schitt's Creek. I've actually never watched Schitt's Creek, but the main guy in the video was saying, oh, I can buy this and it's a tax write-off and I don't pay for it, it's just free money. Oh my god, no, I need to clarify this right now. So to put this into perspective, say you have a legal business and you're making crafts with your Cricut. Say you buy that Cricut on your business bank account and it's $300. I'm still paying for that Cricut. That doesn't mean that by when tax season rolls around, the IRS is just gonna give me back $300. Like, that's not how it works. So say for example, I end up making 100 grand in the year, and then I spend about 20,000 on just business expenses. I'm still paying that $20,000. What happens is that 20,000 gets deducted from that 100,000, aka what I owe taxes on. So now instead of owing taxes on 100 grand, I'm now owing taxes on $80,000 as my income. So it's not free money. It's just reducing the amount of money you owe. Let's finally get into the 5 categories that I'm gonna be talking about that you can write off for your business. Number 1 is something that we do spend quite a lot on, and you'd be surprised at how much you end up putting money into, and it is marketing. Marketing can be considered business cards. Actually, a good way to find out what are technically marketing things is go on Vistaprint.com, and there's actually a marketing section, and you can see like, oh, these are all the different things that are technically used for marketing because you're promoting your brand, you're promoting your business, even advertisements as well. So if you pay for Facebook advertisements, all that stuff, that is also considered marketing. Number 2 is monthly services. As crafters, we have a lot of expenses, and this is one of the main ones too. I have a font subscription, as you know, from Creative Fabrica. That is going to be a tax write-off because I pay with it for my business bank account and I'm using it for my business. Again, all of the things that are technically considered write-offs have to be for your business. I can't be using this font website for my personal use or my personal things. It has to be strictly for my business. Again, some other monthly services are email newsletters, your phone bill, Instagram services such as Latergram or Planoly. I use Planoly for all of my posts, to schedule them, to see how they look in my feed. My website domain, if you have a blog, if you have a website in general, you have to pay for that website to be there. So those monthly services, again, are really, really important, and they're a great write-off. Number 3 is something that is very shocking to people that I don't think a lot of people know about. I didn't really know about this until I started becoming a business owner, and that is your office space. Most of us probably work from home if we have a small business with your Cricut. Unless you're one of the lucky ones and you have your own office, you go, because that's sick. Most of us do work from home. I know you have to fill a form out for this. So what you will do is you will take the dedicated office space. So right here, I'm in my office. This office is only used for when I'm doing work. It's not used to hang out with my friends. You can't just say, well, I'm gonna write off my living room because I do my work in there. You will take that dedicated office space and you will divide the square footage of the entire office by the entire square footage of your house. That way you can use that percentage. So say it's 10%, for example. I can deduct 10% from my mortgage, from my utilities, my electric bill, because again, this is something that we're using for our business. Number 4 is probably very obvious, and that is your equipment. For Cricut crafters and business owners, we have our Cricut that we can write off, our heat press, all of our materials that we need, like t-shirts and shipping supplies. Any material, equipment you buy specifically for your business, that is a write-off. And the last tip, number 5, is also, again, something that I don't think a lot of people know about, and I wish I took this more seriously last year when I actually had my business going on, because you'll understand why. And it is on mileage of your car. You know how many times I drove to the post office last year? Too much when I was delivering packages. Driving to and from a craft show, driving to the craft store if you can't order something online. Those are all things that you can track on different apps. I don't know a lot of the apps out there, but I know there's quite a few, and you could probably just Google apps to track your mileage, and then you will take all of the miles that you drove that year for your business, of course, and multiply that by the IRS standard deduction rate. So that rate varies, I think, every year. That also can be found on the IRS website. So I will put the link for that website, of course, here, and I will also put it in the video description. Of course, there are other deductions that I haven't mentioned in today's video. I also did talk about some other ones in this TikTok that I showed briefly. You can check that out on my TikTok account. But again, that's why I highly highly suggest to have an accountant. Again, you can do your taxes on your own with, you know, like something like QuickBooks or TurboTax. It can be very stressful, especially when you don't know what you're doing at all. If you want to do it on your own, I commend you because it can be hard, but it can also be easy once you start doing it. The IRS website is a great resource to learn more about tax write-offs, deductions, everything you need to know about a business, including how to start a business and legalize it with your state. And they also have some workshops so you could better understand some of these things, which is really cool. I didn't even know that was a thing until I was on the website 2 nights ago. So I really cannot recommend their website enough because, I mean, they're not sponsoring me. It's a free tool that is literally right there if you have a phone, a computer, tablet, whatever the case may be. So now I'm concluding today's video. Thank you very, very much for watching it. Please let me know what you learned. I hope you learned something very valuable. If there's something that I didn't mention in today's video, I think a lot of business owners will appreciate that in the comment section. Again, stay tuned for the video that's not happening next week, but the following week on how to legally start your craft business. I get this question so much on my TikTok and my YouTube comments, so I think it's really important to address all of these things because I'm promoting how to start one and how to make products and all of that. Talking about the not so fun stuff is very important too. Please subscribe to my channel and follow me on my social media platforms. Trying to think of everything else that I need to say and I can't. All right, thank you for watching today's video and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, and I hope you're having an amazing day. All right, bye.